Hey guys, Claire here, and in today's video, we're going to talk about all things Harry and Meghan. In recent news, Suits has topped the Nielsen's top 10 most streamed shows of 2023, which of course is no surprise. Suits has beaten out the favorites of Bluey, NCIS, Grey's Anatomy, and The Office. In recent news, it's been revealed that the Mirror Publishers faces a $2 million legal cost after Prince Harry's phone hacking trial. There's so much more to this trial that I hadn't even noticed. Apparently, there's another 115 articles still to be tried. Remember, Harry won, was it about 15 of the, I want to say 30-something cases that were tried? So there's still a lot of articles to be tried. And apparently, the lawyers for the Mirror is trying to come to some sort of settlement with Prince Harry, so we'll see how that goes. There has been a new call for a police probe into Piers Morgan's involvement and the involvement of other Mirror editors. A prominent lawyer, hacking victim, and ex-police officer is joining Prince Harry in demanding police action into the Mirror Group's crimes and alleged lies to the Leveson inquiry. This is according to Byline Times, so we'll see how far that goes. Now, if you're prominently featured within the British tabloids as someone who regularly attacks Harry, Meghan, and even their children, chances are you're close to Camilla, according to the royal family's official website, Robert Hardman. And remember, we spoke about him a couple of videos back. He was the one that had the new book, which is supposed to be about the coronation of King Charles and Queen Camilla, but all of the stories surrounding his book had been about trashing the Queen's reaction to the name Lilibet. So he has been invited to be one of the authors in some sort of event that Camilla is having. So here again we see Camilla loves to surround herself with the people who do the most vile attacks on Harry and Meghan. There's Piers Morgan. There's Jeremy Clarkson, there's Angela Levin, and now there's Robert Hardman. And I can't remember which video, but it was a while back. I had done a video basically showing the 1 to 3 degree separation of a lot of the people within the UK tabloids sphere to Camilla. She has been consistently for the past few decades forging these relationships with a lot of the editors of these tabloids. So when you see a lot of attacks directed at Harry and Meghan and other members of that family, William included, best believe somehow, some way, Camilla has been connected to these people. You know, they said the devil works hard, but like Kris Jenner works harder. I think, you know, you can add Camilla to that because she's been busy. Now, while Camilla has been busy inviting authors like Robert Hardman to her event after he's spent the past month drumming up stories about Harry and his children and Meghan, she's also been shopping, you know. Charles is in the hospital, Kate is in the hospital, Fergie has some sort of cancer scare, but Camilla's out here shopping for a new Rolly. Camilla, I don't know, I'm not particularly fond of her, but it's just been really interesting watching what she's been up to for this entire hospital ordeal. She stepped up her PR game. She's been seen constantly visiting her husband in the hospital. I believe for one of the days, like, she went in there twice. You're seeing her, the camera is capturing her, she's smiling, you know, they're asking her questions, playing the role of the dutiful wife and queen. I think of everybody, Camilla's been playing the PR game at the top level. Like, William needs to catch up. When Kate's illness or hospitalization was initially announced, we saw a flurry of articles saying, you know, William's gonna step up to the plate. You know, he's there for his wife and he's there for his children. He's her rock. You remember, like, really sycophantic, very sycophantic sort of articles. And people are like, oh, okay, come on now. You're doing what a husband should do. That's nice, but come on now. Let's let's relax. And so far, we've only gotten one glimpse of William. There was no like flowers, balloons, get well cards on behalf of the kids. And there's been a lot of talk concerning Kate. Like, I don't know. I feel like there have been so many speculations, and the longer this has gone on, the more bizarre a lot of these speculations have become. I've seen people saying, you know what, I don't think she's even there. I don't think she was ever in the hospital. We haven't seen her since December. A lot of people saying, like, did William even go to visit her? Because we've never actually seen him coming out of an exit of that hospital. A lot of people saying, where are her parents? No mom, no dad. You know, if you have an abdominal surgery, it's not like you have, let's say something like, COVID. That's catching. So why isn't her parents visiting? Where is her sister? Where is her brother? Where are her friends? Why isn't Sophie or even Camilla? I mean, they say Camilla's visited Charles, right? But they never said that Camilla visited Kate. Why isn't the kids visiting? Like, there's so many questions. A lot of people saying, I saw there was some sort of article, I believe, like from Spanish media saying there was an induced coma. Some people saying the timeline doesn't make sense. It's too long. This is very suspicious. People saying mental health situation breakdown. And that was fueled by the rantings of Angela Levin on that GB News show. I've seen so many different theories. Some people saying it's plastic surgery. Like, people have been very, very busy wondering, where is Kate? To the point where it trended on Twitter.
So according to Kensington Palace, Kate Middleton has been discharged from the hospital and she is back home in Windsor. And the media will have you believe that just asking what's going on is bullying. And it brings me back to a tweet that I saw that I can't stop thinking about. I don't understand how they are releasing all this inconsistency and then having the temerity to be upset that people are speculating. With this person responding, my thoughts exactly. I mean, no one's entitled to people's health information, but they have handled it in the worst way if they are trying to avoid speculation. But nothing adds up. If this was planned abdominal surgery, then why did they need to cancel so many engagements? 2 of them were overseas visits to Latvia, I'm pretty sure, and Italy. We have medical experts going on live television saying, yeah, a 14-day stay is not normal. It's not in the norm. So it's not hard to see why people would be speculating. In fact, I'd say it's pretty normal considering the fact that they have provided no information.
Very few statements have come out from Kensington Palace, as you would expect, and as is patient confidentiality very much to the fore here.
So the Princess of Wales has left hospital, is returning home. Rupert Bell is royal commentator at Talk TV. Rupert, just update us on what we know.
Well, basically, a very short statement has come out from Kensington Palace, basically saying that she has left the London clinic and has returned home to Windsor, and that's where she will continue her recovery. It is interesting that obviously they've tried to make sure that she, I don't think there seems to be any photographs of her leaving or anything like that, so they've clearly done their best to maintain her privacy throughout this, which has been really the main tenet. The very few statements have come out from Kensington Palace, as you would expect, and as is patient confidentiality very much to the fore here. And she will now go back to Windsor, and where she will continue her recovery. And as I say, we're not expecting to see her begin public duties again until after Easter in April.
And we know they said when she went into hospital it was abdominal surgery. We don't know any more about that, do we?
No, and I don't necessarily think we will be getting much, not in the short term at least.
And there's also people who are fans of Kate, and they're saying, you know what, this is ridiculous. You people need to mind your business and understand and respect her right to privacy. And to that I say, she is most certainly entitled to privacy. But it's interesting that the very same people who say this are the very same ones who make fun of Meghan's expectation of basic privacy. The hypocrisy is there. But also a lot of them are saying, well, yeah, we only saw William doing like a little pap thing in the car, but it's only because royals don't visit other royals in the hospital. And, well, Camilla's proven that, well, that's a lie, because Camilla's been visiting her husband multiple times. And there have been people who have been showing lots of receipts far back as when the Queen's mother was in a hospital, and you're seeing members of the royal family visiting her at the hospital. When Prince Philip was in a hospital, you see lots of members of the royal family visiting him there. So this new talk of royal protocol to excuse why we haven't seen anyone visiting Kate at all is nonsense. Also, am I the only one who realized that we've never seen a headline stating that Prince William has visited his dad in the hospital? They're supposed to be super close, since Charles and Harry's relationship isn't doing well. I mean, William is his liege, right? Just saying.
But I personally believe that Camilla and Charles are absolutely trolling William and Kate. I do. I absolutely do. And the reason why is because, like, this is not a family that protects each other. Like, this is, like, they have a very, very toxic family dynamic, in my personal opinion, because they will happily throw each other underneath the bus if that means it could get them good publicity. And even when they're being eviscerated in the media, none of these people come out in defense of their family. They just stay quiet because they're all fighting to be the most popular royal, and I don't know why. Does anybody know what happens when you become the most popular royal? Because it just doesn't make any sense to me. But at least learning about Charles' behavior, especially when it comes to his children, this is not a man that's going to protect these children. He's just not. He's not going to protect his son. He don't care nothing about that. He doesn't. Like, what I think they did do was use this entire situation to spin positive publicity for Charles, because people are still side-eyeing Charles because of his brother Andrew. But when he told the world about his enlarged prostate in order to spread awareness, because he looked like he was being open and honest, it did build goodwill between him, the media, and the public. It was a very smart thing to do. I personally think it has very little to do with Kate, because I would think that if they had banded together in order to protect Kate, they would have done a much better job. Like, they left like these giant gaps for the rest of us to fill in with our ideas of what's actually happening in this scenario. But again, we would have thought that we would have saw more of William, because it would have been very easy for everybody to focus on William. William's going up there to see his father and his wife. He's juggling that between them and his children. Like, he could have looked like super dad, super son, and people would have focused more on him during that time than Kate. I'm not saying nobody would have paid attention to Kate, but they could have focused the attention on William and even potentially Charles, and they didn't. We saw William spin the block once, and that was it. Now, I personally believe that Kate was hospitalized. I don't think that she was actually at that hospital. So maybe there could have been a little bit of distraction with that. But ultimately, I don't see it. And I forgot this other reason. Another reason why I don't think that Charles and Camilla would help them do that is because ever since Charles has been crowned king, William has been going out of his way to step all over his father's toes. Like, all over. Just like, he tried to run over this man since he became king, running around telling everybody who would listen how he's going to do this differently, and here's his 5-point plan, and he's going to use the estates to put all the homeless people in there. Like, this man has been talking a good game the entire time his dad has been king. So, like I said, happily throwing each other underneath the bus. And like I said, because of that dynamic, I just don't see them coming together to protect Kate, because they never have before. Why would they now?
I mean, I don't want to see the royal family, but then again, I'm more concerned when I don't see them. And I'm talking about in the media, not real life. Obviously, I'm not bothered about that. Princess Kate hasn't been seen since Christmas Day. But also, neither is Prince Andrew. I don't know about keeping a low profile, more like keeping a no profile. I wonder why. What could be going on? What's happening with the list? That's gone very quiet, hasn't it? It was quite fortunate that King Charles got something wrong with his prostate. And Princess Kate acquired a mysterious illness, otherwise known as "what's Willie been up to" syndrome. I wonder why Adelaide Cottage may not be the best place for her. It's all very handy for taking the heat off Prince Andrew. It's also handy for Andy, seeing as he can't sweat.
Kensington Palace has a long way to go when it comes to very effective PR. I feel so far their PR tactics has been to just do as minimal engagements as possible, but make sure that it's captured so they can put it on social media. They can put it out there. It makes it seem like they're doing a lot. But when you really look at the engagements, they're not doing that much. And this comes from a family that consistently uses the paparazzi for well-timed PR stunts. Them having a picnic, and they just somehow there's a photographer for the Sun to capture this very normal family interaction. Let's not forget the Flyby incident when Harry and Meghan were getting dragged through the mud from the UK tabloids for taking Elton John's private jet. William and Kate had their kids in tow, pretending to take commercial flights. Be like, look, see, Harry and Meghan are bad. They fly private. We do commercial. For it only to be revealed that that was a whole ploy, and that entire commercial plane was empty. They flew that there for a PR stunt. So William and Kate court PR. They do PR hap walks quite often. So the way that they've handled this hospital situation is very, very different. And that again adds fuel to the fire. Today it was revealed that Prince Edward would be taking a short break from public duties after his trips overseas. And I don't know about you guys, but the working royals seem to be really, really slim. And it's interesting because remember when Harry and Meghan were leaving the press, and the unnamed palace sources were quick to say King Charles or Prince Charles at the time wants a slimmed down monarchy and there's no place for Harry and Meghan, even though we know that that wasn't true. There was always a place for Harry until he married Meghan, but that's besides the point. So they said there's no place for Harry and Meghan. But now we see royal reporters and articles saying, well, Harry should be here. Harry should be the one stepping in for a missing Kate, for a out of commission Charles, for a on vacation Edward. But you said that there was no space for Harry and Meghan. And even in that article, and in the interviews that I've seen, they always say, where's Harry? Not Harry and Meghan, just Harry.
Let's not, oh, this is gossip, this is beneath us. But when it was Meghan, you lot was salivating. Spit coming out of your mouth, waiting for the next article, XYZ, saying that she was ruining the family. When this girl said with her chest that she was very suicidal, Kate herself made her cry. People were questioning, her baby skin color. One of the people who came to visit Meghan and her own mother had a racist little badge on her dress as she was walking through all the despicable stuff that she had to deal with, so much so that she had to leave the country for her mental sanity, but it was quiet from all of you lot. But now that Kate's in hospital and we're questioning what the hell is going on, suddenly everybody has some people, not everybody, some of you have a moral compass. Oh, we shouldn't say this. Oh, let's not. Oh, Murad, you shouldn't gossip about XYZ. This is not gossip. This is public information about somebody who's in the royal family. And as far as I'm concerned, this woman was a bully, made Meghan's life hell. And so if something like this is happening, we're going to discuss it publicly. Because we damn well know if it was Meghan in the hospital, you lot would be screaming that she did something to Harry or whatever, some BS. So it is what it is.
Is this healthy? This doesn't look healthy. It is never healthy to fixate on people as often as GB News fixates on the escapades of Harry and Meghan. There are like constant updates about the activities of Harry and Meghan, what they're doing, where they did it, who they're doing it with, what they had for breakfast yesterday. And here Meghan committed some social faux pas, like a grave fashion error by being overdressed for the cinema, and haha, how dare she. They all laughed at her. I mean, maybe the audience of GB News get some value out of this, some kind of meaningful value out of this constant cycle of Meghan bashing. I can't see how you would get value out of it when it just happens again and again and again. It's a bit like living in like a perpetual loop, it's the same thing again and again and again. I would assume it would get boring after a while, but GB News are more than happy to supply this information, and I guess people are more than happy to consume it. It doesn't look like a healthy existence to me. Just having someone constantly in your crosshairs and tracking them wherever they go. No, but I guess to each their own.
What go on today? What go on? Listen up. Okay, the king. He's got prostate. Yeah, he's gonna have a prostate examination, and not just an examination, but you know, he can have the operation. All good. You know, men over 45 definitely should be going to see the doctor. Have a word with them. Hey, doc, give me a test, man. Send me for a test. Give me a blood test. Especially the black men. Go and get yourself checked out. So yeah, okay, fair enough. The king is going to have his operation. And guess what? Harry and Meghan chilling in Jamaica, watching the Bob Marley movies, life story. Premiere with the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And then over here, all these people there screwing up their face. Oh, you mean? What? Why is Harry not here? What's he doing with Meghan out there? Unama, shut up. I'm just wondering what it is about Harry and Meghan that makes people in this country go so apoplectic about them. Relax. The guy's out with his wife, enjoying himself at a film festival. There's no need for no nonsense. You understand? And as Bob Marley would say, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Cheese and bread.
I don't actually think that Liz for a single second is feeling any type of way about Meghan Markle. If she feels guilty, I don't believe for a second that all of a sudden she recognizes Meghan Markle's humanity, or the fact that she was truly feeling those feelings where she no longer wants to be on this planet. She don't care nothing about that. Nothing about that. Because listen, they believed her when she said it. Okay? They recognized that this woman walked into a world where she came into a completely different country, walked into the world of royalty with no training, okay? They knew she was pregnant, they knew she was postpartum, and nobody cared. Nothing was off limits, including her mental health. Nothing was off limits. They set that precedent. What they're upset about now is that because they said that nothing was off the table, well, now that includes their white princess, and they don't like that. Okay, they don't want to live in that world. They want to live in the world where it's easier to abuse a black woman but protect the white woman, because that's the world that we live in anyway, right? We live in a world where when a white woman cries, the entire world shuts down. People attack the person that made her cry. You remember when they said that Meghan made Kate cry and the nonsense that came from that? But we live in a world where it's okay that when a black woman cries, well, they just hit us harder, gleefully, sadistically, happily. You don't believe me? GBN News said, but Spare portrayed Meghan as this weak, flailing character on the floor. And actually, Kate is the tough one that made Meghan cry. We are all getting this picture emerging of Kate as this bit of a tough cookie underneath it all. So when it was Meghan made Kate cry, oh my God, Meghan is mean, jealous, vindictive, bitter, etc. Kate did it. She's a tough cookie over here. Again, white woman cries, world stops. Black woman cries, we applaud the person that did it. I mean, even in this article, she continues to still be racist towards Meghan Markle. When she's talking about Meghan Markle's mental health, she says, wasn't she exaggerating a tad? Aping Diana? Okay. On the night she supposedly told Harry she suffered from suicidal thoughts, didn't she look radiant and happy at his side? I mean, and not to be flippant here, but did anyone expect Robin Williams to no longer be on this planet? Wasn't that man all happy and joyful until we realized his mental health was so bad that he removed himself? But because she didn't experience it like that, well then it can't be real. And again, that's something that a very specific demographic has done since the moment that they met black and brown people. You don't live like me, you don't look like me, you don't act like me, so everything you're doing is wrong. And that was their justification for colonizing the world, for enslaving people, for beating and raping and doing everything else. So nothing about this has changed. She's just upset that now we can use their words, specifically their words, against them when it comes to Kate Middleton. because they were dragging Kate before they did Meghan, but they don't want to talk about it. They want to rewrite history. Okay, they want to bring up the things that they said about her in the past because now they're trying to uplift her over the Black princess. They don't want us talking about it. They want us to recognize that Kate is in the hospital and this isn't the time to have negative commentary about her. But why? They said it was okay. They said it was okay. They did it first, so why can't we now do it? Oh, because we need to be the bigger person. We need to be better than them. But you know what being the bigger person's gotten Black and brown people? Abused. That's it. It doesn't stop the abuse, the hate, the discrimination, the prejudice. It all continues. But this way, there's no resistance against the people that are doing it towards us. So we're not doing it anymore. They want to play, let's play. But they don't want to. They want to go back to the world that they understand. They want to be able to protect Kate and attack Meghan and have no pushback against it. And that's not happening anymore. They want to dance, let's dance.
Back into the spotlight because you had Kate recovering from her surgery, Charles in a hospital out recovering as well, Will taking care of the kids.
Then why don't you just go report on them?
I have a question for you, and because I've seen on the comments you saying that they shouldn't use their titles. If they don't use their titles, what name would you like for them to use? Like, in all seriousness. And let's talk about members of the British royal family using their titles in connection for financial gain. Let's go back to something recent. This was Christmas 2023. Members of the British royal family were doing the annual Christmas walk. As you can see, one of Lady Sarah Chatto's sons, Princess Margaret's daughter. These are Princess Margaret's grandsons. As you can see, one of them is wearing a particular scarf. And then his uncle behind him is also wearing a similar scarf. He's back there in the camel colored coat next to his daughter in the bright blue coat. See how they're both wearing the same scarf? And we also have Princess Anne and her husband Tim. They're also wearing the same scarf. They're all wearing the same scarf. Why is that? That is because King Charles's country estate, Highgrove, sells this scarf. Do you think that's a coincidence? Do you think that's a coincidence? Princess Anne's son, Peter Phillips, was caught cashing in on his royal connection by selling royal milk in China. But not just him. A niece of Princess Diana, Lady Kitty Spencer, was also doing the same thing. Princess Michael of Kent uses her royal title to sell books. Cupid and the King, 5 royal paramours. And here's also another one, The Serpent and the Moon, 2 rivals for the love of a Renaissance king, Her Royal Highness Princess Michael of Kent. When Fergie was still married to Andrew, Victoria and Albert, A Family Life at Osborne House, Her Royal Highness the Duchess of York. After she got divorced from Andrew, a most intriguing lady, Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York. And don't let me get started on all of the others, because they all do it.
Before there was Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, there's Prince Maximilian and Princess Angela of Liechtenstein. And today marks 24 years since their historic wedding, so let's get into it. But first, a little bit about the couple. So Princess Angela was born Angela Brown in Panama, and at the age of 5, her family moved to New York City, where she was raised and later went to college. She studied fashion at Parsons School of Design and was awarded the Oscar de la Renta Gold Thimble Award. She graduated in 1980 and had a successful career as a stylist before starting her own label, A. Brown. And at one point, she was a creative director for a small American label, Adrian Vittadini. Prince Maximilian, on the other hand, was second-born son to Prince Hans Adam II. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with Liechtenstein, it's a principality, so instead of it being headed by a king, it's headed by a prince, his father. The couple reportedly met at a private party in New York City in 1997. And on January 29th in the year 2000, they were married in New York City, making Princess Angela the first woman of African descent to marry into a European ruling family. Now, at the time, there were rumors that this couple had received mixed reviews by the family, some of them fully supporting the couple, and some reportedly saying it was the end of an era. Not just because of her race and ethnicity, but because she's 11 years older than the prince as well. Now, being a fashion designer and creative director, you're not just going to trust anyone to make your wedding dress. So Angela took the job on herself, designing this simple yet elegant gown that features a boat neckline, long sleeves, and an A-line skirt. She finished her look off with a long veil and the Kinksy honeysuckle tiara, which we most recently saw on Sophie, the hereditary princess of Liechtenstein, at the wedding reception of Crown Prince Hussein and Princess Rajwa of Jordan. The tiara has been in the House of Liechtenstein since 1870, and it's been worn by numerous royal brides. Almost a year and a half after their marriage in May of 2001, the princess gave birth to their only child, a son, Prince Alphonse, who will be turning 23 this year. On that note, I want to know your thoughts on her dress, so let me know in the comments. And cheers to this couple. I'm wishing them a lifetime of happiness together.